This is a story of bikepacking through the heart of the American West on the Western Wildlands Route. Part 1 introduces the route and includes the journey through Montana and Idaho with a short prologue on the Trans-Canada Trail in British Columbia. Part 2 continues the adventure through Utah and Arizona to the Mexico border. The Western Wildlands Route stitches together dirt, gravel, and some paved roads and barely rideable trails to navigate 2,700 miles through the vast expanses of the Intermountain American West. Approximately 70% of the route passes through federal lands, including 18 national forests, 6 national parks and monuments, and 4 Bureau of Land Management National Conservation Lands areas. The route meanders south through high mountain passes, crossing the Montana and Idaho border several times. It descends to an elevation of about 1,400 feet, then climbs to nearly 9,000 feet before dropping again into the stark beauty of the Snake River Plain. The route crosses into Utah with a relentless climb into the Uinta Mountains, followed by another massive ascent to the Colorado Plateau, offering expansive vistas from elevations over 10,000 feet. I added an extra loop of 550 miles that descended to the Colorado River and traversed Bears Ears National Monument before returning to the high country above Bryce Canyon. In Arizona, the route enters the Navajo Nation in the Grand Canyon region, followed by the towering Sky Islands and the vast Sonoran Desert, ending at the Mexico border. My journey departed from Vancouver Island and covered approximately 4,000 miles, with a total ascent of 233,000 feet. Over 80% of the route was off pavement with limited water or services. The trip demanded physical endurance and mental perseverance and was particularly challenging in the more isolated sections with limited human contact. My trip began on Vancouver Island and crossed the rugged mountains of British Columbia, covering 790 miles, mostly following the Trans-Canada Trail, before turning south and entering western Montana. The Trans-Canada Trail traverses British Columbia via highways, rail trails, and infrequently used dirt paths. Starting in Victoria, the route crosses to the mainland on BC ferries, then follows dikes and rural roads, skirting much of Boundary Bay. The route continues inland, crossing the Fraser River Delta on pavement through the city of Langley. At Cultus Lake, the trail begins climbing the Coast Range along the Chilliwack River. This first major climb eventually reaches the steep, overgrown, and isolated Paleface Pass before descending into the Skagit River Valley. Due to forest fires, landslides, and lost bridges, the Skagit River route was impassable. Consequently, I had to backtrack and follow the highway system to Princeton. From Princeton, the trail follows the routes of the Kettle Valley Railway, Columbia and Western Railway, a mining road over Gray Creek Pass, the North Star Railway between Kimberly and Cranbrook, and the Chief Isidore Trail to Lake Koocanusa, where I crossed into Montana at Rooseville. The Western Wildlands Route is divided into 9 segments. This video features segments 1 through 4, which cover Montana and Idaho. These segments are characterized by lush forests, remote mountains, and the arid Snake River Plain. The second video features segments 5 through 9, with 5 and 6 passing through Utah, showcasing the high plateaus and canyon country. In segment 6, I diverge from the route near Farron to ride the Bears Ears Loop, rejoining the main route near Loa. Segments 7 through 9 navigate through Arizona, highlighting diverse landscapes from sage and grasslands to the Grand Canyon and Sonoran Desert, extending all the way to the Mexico border. Segment 1 of the Western Wildlands Route extends from Roosevelt, British Columbia to Superior, Montana. I stopped in Eureka, the closest town south of Roosevelt with a grocery store, for a rest day and to resupply. The route follows a mix of paved and gravel roads through the Tobacco Valley, the ancestral lands of the Kootenai language-speaking peoples of British Columbia, Idaho, and Montana. From Eureka, my route climbed through forested hills and then descended to a high bridge across Lake Koocanusa. From there, the Western Wildlands Route climbs into the remote Purcell Mountains on increasingly overgrown 2-track roads. The lush and densely forested mountains of Montana and northern Idaho are steep and quiet. The route generally meanders from one large valley to the next, passing through numerous small communities along the way. The route eventually connects to well-maintained forest roads to reach the town of Troy, Montana, and the Kootenai River Valley, and then follows paved roads to Bull Lake. From Bull Lake, rougher forest roads lead over Snake Creek Pass with a steep descent to the town of Noxon, followed by gentler paved and gravel miles to Noxon Reservoir. A 3,000-foot climb on rough forest roads leads to the crest of the Bitterroot Mountains at Porcupine Pass, followed by a steep descent to the Coeur d'Alene River in Idaho. Smoother gravel and pavement leads to the village of Pritchard, followed by a steep climb over Dobson Pass with a maximum grade of 14%, descending to the rejuvenated mining town turned tourist destination of Wallace. From Wallace, gravel roads over Moon Pass lead back into the more rugged Bitterroots, past blackened snags burned in the Great Fires of 1910, and to the popular route of the Hiawatha Rail Trail, operated as a concession by the Lookout Pass ski area. This gravel path follows old trestles and tunnels up and through the Bitterroot crest and back into Montana. The final miles of the segment gradually descend a mix of forest roads, old rail grade, and pavement through the small communities of the St. Regis and Clark Fork River Valley, such as Hogan and Superior. The Clearwater and Bitterroot country of central Idaho is particularly remote and rugged. Leaving the Clark Fork Valley from Superior, Montana heading south, a well-maintained gravel road along Trout Creek climbs 3,000 feet back over the Bitterroot crest at Hoodoo Pass. From there, a descent of over 25 miles follows the scenic North Fork of the Clearwater River. At Oro Grande Creek, the route leaves the North Fork Clearwater River and climbs to the tiny town of Pierce, Idaho, the site of a gold discovery that led to the Nez Perce War in 1877. From Pierce, the route follows 60 difficult miles of exposed climbing on active and abandoned logging roads over the Clearwater Mountains before dropping steeply to the Middle Fork Clearwater River, where the air was thick with smoke from several active forest fires. The Western Wildlands Route up the Selway River to Elk City was closed due to the Island Creek fire, so I was forced to detour up the Loxa River to Lolo Pass, then descend to the town of Lolo in the Bitterroot River Valley. At Lolo, I followed the paved Bitterroot Trail south for 50 miles, with views of the Bitterroot and Sapphire Mountains to Hamilton, and then the highway shoulder to Darby, Montana. Segment 3 of the Western Wildlands Route meanders through the diverse landscapes of central Idaho, from the depths of the Salmon River Canyon to the high country of the Salmon River Mountains, to the broad, magnificent Sawtooth Valley, and finally along the Wood River Valley between the Boulder and Smoky Mountains. At the northern end of the segment, the route climbs 35 miles of pavement out of Darby that transition to well-maintained dirt roads that climb high into the Salmon River Range to Horse Creek Pass between Blue Nose Mountain to the east and Tin Cup to the west. Then a precipitous plunge of 5,000 feet on a rough jeep track leads to the Salmon River Canyon at Spring Creek. At an elevation of only 3,400 feet, the depths of this canyon felt blazingly hot compared to Blue Nose Summit at nearly 8,400 feet. The route then follows the gorgeous Salmon River downstream for a few miles before gradually but steadily climbing south up Panther Creek to Morgan Creek Summit on well-maintained gravel roads. Eventually, the coniferous forests of the high country give way to steep sage-covered hills, and the route follows the old Darling Creek Road to the friendly community of Chalice. West of Chalice, the old Custer Trail, now a gravel road, climbs over Mill Creek summit and then drops to the Yankee Fork, the site of Custer, a gold mining boom town in the late 1800s. Here, several buildings and an intact gold mining dredge lie abandoned beside the road. Continuing south, the gravel road joins pavement and again follows the Salmon River upstream to reach the stunning Sawtooth Valley and the tourist town of Stanley. From Stanley, the route follows the ever-shrinking Salmon River toward its headwaters before climbing an old stagecoach road to the top of Galena Pass. Following that relentless climb, the route descends the Wood River drainage on the Harriman Trail. The trail goes through the ski towns of Ketchum and Haley, where I stopped for a rest day and much needed bike maintenance. Segment 4 of the Western Wildlands Route is characterized by a transition from the high forested mountains of northern and central Idaho to the relatively flat, sun-baked Snake River Plain and the small wrinkled mountain ranges near the Idaho-Utah border in the south. After leaving the Wood River Valley, the route climbs over Muldoon Summit and follows dirt roads south to the northern edge of the Snake River Plain. A mix of dirt two-track that undulates through open range grass and sage lands, and a bit of busier highway, lead to the lava fields characterizing Craters of the Moon National Monument. From there, the route follows well-used gravel backroads around Blizzard Mountain to the town of Arco. From Arco, the route strikes southeast toward Big Southern Butte that dominates the landscape, and temperatures and wind speeds increase across these shadeless plains. But the rewards are miles of two-track and absolute solitude that ends near the city of Blackfoot. After Blackfoot, the route leaves the Snake River Plain and climbs into hillier country along the Blackfoot River. The route skirts the Blackfoot Reservoir and goes through the town of Soda Springs, where giant electric furnaces produce phosphorus, used to fertilize the nearby fields of potatoes. The town is also known for its carbonated springs and a now dysfunctional geyser. In the southernmost 100 miles of Idaho, the route climbs through the scenic Pruse Range and past a huge open-pit phosphate mine. Water is scarcer than farther north in Idaho, and long sections of the segments from here south to Arizona can become impassable when wet due to thick, sticky mud that forms during and persists for days following heavy rains. The route then gradually descends to the Bear River and the 20-mile-long Bear Lake that straddles the Utah border. Thank you for watching. Segments 5 through 9 of the Western Wildlands Route will be continued in Part 2, coming soon.